Hey guys, Doug B here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Well, I'm guessing that most of you have been playing with all the new goodies in Firmware 1.7. I know I have. And like I said last week, I'm going to be making weekly videos for a while so we can get familiar with all the new stuff in Firmware 1.7. This week, we're going to take a look at the 3 brand new synths. All right, let's get at it. First up is the Cerberus Polysynth. Next we have the Ethon Polysynth. And then the third synth is called the Wave Morph. If you've been looking at the model guide, you probably noticed that the images for all 3 synths show 18 controls that can be adjusted. But look at this list of controls for the Cerberus. There are 35 different controls for the Cerberus. Well, if you add the Cerberus to a preset and click on it, you'll see that there are 3 pages of controls. Here's page 1, there's page 2, and there's page 3. The Ethon has 20 controls. Here's page 1, and here's page 2. And Wave Morph has 22 controls. Again, page 1 and page 2. So make sure to use the page switch to check out all the controls on these synths, or you're going to be missing out. Now, if you don't have a copy of the model guide, you really should download it. I mean, you're going to need it to understand all the different controls. I'll put a link in the description. Now, here's the one quirky thing I've discovered so far. And to be honest, I may be taking this a little bit too literally. But the model guide says that if you modify any of the factory synth presets, it will revert to showing custom in the preset list. Well, that's not entirely correct. Let me show you what I mean. So let's go to, let's say for instance, Glide Synth. And let me change Wave 2 to Soft Saw. The name still says Glide Synth, right? But now let me save this preset. We'll call it Glide Synth Test and save it. Now, let me go to a different preset and come back to Glide Synth Test. Click on it, and it says custom up there, right? So that does indeed show up as custom. So the factory synth presets can be adjusted, but they're not really overwritten. Because if you go to another preset and load one of the synths, the synth preset will revert back to the factory version. Now let me show you that. See, we can see Wave 2 is Soft Saw, right? Let me go to another empty preset. Load Cerberus. Confirm. Open it. Hit Glide Synth. And we are back to Sawtooth. So you can save changes to the synth presets in your own preset, but you cannot overwrite the actual factory synth presets. And I hope that makes sense. Now, one of the first things you should do is just play with the 16 different presets on each synth and just start messing around with the different parameters. Also, don't forget to check out the new factory presets. For instance, Synth over Synth Freeze, Amp over Synth Freeze, Deluxe plus Wave Morph, Ebb and Flow Synth. There's quite a few more. And be sure to check out the cloud too. Jason Stillwell from Fender uploaded an amazing Cerberus preset called Stranger Things Synth. Definitely worth trying. Now the thing is with synths, you can stay in the shallow end and just play with presets and just be happy as heck with presets. Or you can dive into the deep end of the pool and learn how to do programming. I mean, that is entirely up to you. Now, I've been using keyboard synthesizers for quite a few years, and honestly, I just use presets or presets that I have slightly modified. It has been an awful long time since I have built any synthesizer patches completely from scratch. Getting back to the factory synth presets, you can make all the changes you want to them and save them as block presets, but you cannot overwrite a factory synth preset. And that's a good thing. I mean, if you wanted to get back to that factory synth preset, you would have to reload the firmware all over again. And we now have the ability to save up to 500 block presets, so you won't have any trouble saving as many synth block presets as you want. Now, usually I'm a step-by-step guy, but for synthesizers, there is really no step-by-step method for me to show you how to program synths. I mean, there are college programs available for basic synthesizer programming. And there's also, of course, a lot of online resources that you can use. You know, if you just Google synthesizer programming basics, you should be able to find a lot of stuff to use, a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of tutorials. Also, I am going to post a link from the kind folks at Ableton about basic synthesizer programming. If you know nothing at all about synthesizers, this is probably a pretty good place to start. One of the things that really impresses me about the Tone Master Pro synthesizers is that they're all polyphonic, meaning that you can play more than one note at one time. I mean, you can play full chords using these new synthesizers. By comparison, Fractal, Quad Cortex, Helix, those are all monophonic synthesizers, meaning you can only play one note at a time, and you have to be extra careful because if you hit another note, you might get a really annoying chirp sound along with the one note that you're trying to get. So the fact that Fender has introduced 3 polyphonic synthesizers is not only groundbreaking, it's mind-blowing at the same time. I mean, even the brand new Helix Stadium only has a monophonic synthesizer in it. Fender beat all of the other big guys to getting polyphonic synthesizers on their modeler, and now the rest of the gang, they're just going to have to play catch-up. You might have noticed that while all 3 synths are different, they also have their similarities. For instance, they all have the same 5 sliders over on the left-hand side, and like I said earlier, they all have 18 controls on the front panel. All 3 synths have 16 presets, and while they don't sound the same, the names of the presets on the Cerberus are the same as the name of the presets on the Ethon. I created a preset I'm calling Synth Test. It has all 3 synths plus the stereo digital delay for just a little bit of color. I also set up the expression pedal to control the pitch wheel on the Cerberus, the cutoff on the Ethon, and the LFO rate on the Wave Morph. And I'll show you how that works. Alright, let's start off with the Cerberus. We'll go through the presets. Here is the custom preset that's loaded. Now if you go up here and click on preset, here's a whole bunch of presets. Oh yeah, this preset is called Swordwalker. Massive bass. Glide synth. Corrupt transmission. Wub. Vibraphone. Eight-bit bell. Shark tooth. Mellow flute. Now, I told you that I had the expression pedal set up on the Cerberus to control the pitch wheel. This is what I mean by it. That was done with the pitch wheel. Here's the organ preset. Okay, now let's try synth bass. Now let's check out the Ethon. Now let's try the Swordwalker preset. Now let me load up a block preset. Let me load up a block preset that I saved. Now, if you remember, I said that I set up the expression pedal to control the cutoff on the Ethon. Let me demo that for you. Okay, let's try Marble Spill, and then we'll try messing around with it. We'll bring down the envelope slider. And now we'll adjust the LFO rate. Now we'll change the LFO wave to sine. Let's adjust that LFO rate again. Now we'll adjust the cutoff and the resonance. And we'll change the LFO wave to triangle. Let's turn depth down all the way. And more cutoff and resonance adjustments. And let's try soaring lead. All right, now let's try wave morph. Let's try the amplify preset. Now let's try dubstep. Now, I told you that I had set up the expression pedal to adjust the LFO rate on WaveMorph. Let me demo that for you. Let's hit a couple more presets. First, we'll try Vocaloid. Pumping that expression pedal again. Okay, let's try one more, and this time we'll go for Crystallis. Okay, we'll try grunge too. Now, we could go on and on playing with those synthesizers for hours, but I'm guessing at this point some of you are getting a little bit glassy-eyed and are waiting for this video just to wrap up. And honestly, I don't blame you. But at least now you should have some knowledge as to how to go through the synth presets, how to edit them, and how to save them as block presets, making them basically your own synth presets. So drop me a message right here if you have any more questions about the synths, and I will do my best to answer them. And if it's a good enough question, I will add it to one of my videos. All right, guys, have a great week. I will see you next Wednesday.